Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, the government braces for a possible surge of coronavirus cases during the holidays, but with back-to-back health protocol violations, can authorities keep it under control? The Philippine National Police wraps its probe on government officials conducting mass gatherings. And concerns are being raised on the dangers of the so-called narco-list after the killing of Los Baños Mayor Cesar Perez. Interior Secretary Eduardo Año joins us live. From tourists faking RT-PCR tests in Boracay to a huge party in Batangas and a crowded mall in Zamboanga, authorities are now looking into alleged violations of health protocols amid the coronavirus pandemic. And with the easing of restrictions this holiday season, how prepared are we for a possible surge of COVID-19 cases? Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Interior Secretary Eduardo Año. Secretary Año, welcome to the source, sir, and good to have you again.
Thank you, Pinky. Good morning. Good morning to our viewers and listeners also.
I'll already greet you, sir, an advance Merry Christmas. I don't think magkakausap po tayo before Christmas. And just the same so, because of that, that's 2 weeks before Christmas. Yung COVID cases po natin, I guess the past week would average around 1,300, maybe 1,500, yeah. Sir. Are you expecting, first and foremost, COVID cases to rise and possibly go back to the 2,000 cases that we saw the past months? At kinakabahan ho ba kayo, Secretary Año?
Yes, Pinky, no. Kinakabahan tayo kasi alam mo naman yung Pilipinas ang sinasabi na may pinamahabang celebration ng Christmas, no. So sa ngayon pa lang we can already see traffic, people going to the malls, and unfortunately some citizens will violate the protocols, no. They will gather, they will try to come up with a family reunion, ibang pangalan lang. So yun yung kinakabahan natin. And of course, mayroon tayong mga measures naman na ginawa, no? Pinagbawal natin yung Christmas party, mass gathering, caroling, and even we are enjoining the LCEs or the LGUs na ipagbawal din yung karaoke singing, no? Kasi it's just like caroling, it's a mass gathering, and people will remove masks and they will sing at the top of their voice. So, in-expect natin na magkakaroon talaga ng pagtaas ng numero ngayong Christmas season or immediately after the Christmas season.
The DILG is actually asking the LGU, Secretary Año, to set up hotlines. Sabi po ni Yusek Densing, if I'm not mistaken, bawal nga po ang mass gatherings. Let's be clear on that, sir. So sa mga private homes natin, up to how many numbers is going to be allowed na hindi ka pwedeng isumbong ng iyong kapitbahay na nagva-violate ka ng tinatawag na mass gathering in your own home?
Under the GCQ, our guideline is only 10, no? Ang pwedeng ma-allow para hindi siya matawag. More than 10, it would be already mass gathering, no? But of course, kung sa mga family gathering ng immediate family, hindi naman tayo magiging strict dyan, ano? Kasi kung 11 yung members ng isang family, posible naman na i-out mo pa itong isa, no? But mako-compensate naman yan by the minimum health standard, yung pagsuot ng mask, face shield, at saka distancing. So, ito naman pag-iingat because Christmas season kasi talagang yan ang tendency. So, you'll receive a lot of invitations. People will try to yung mga nakagawian na nila every year. So, sabi ng Pangulo, ito lang naman ang Christmas na ito ang hinihingi namin sa inyo na ibigay nyo na sa gobyerno para din sa kabutihan ng lahat. We have celebrated Christmases before. So ngayon lang naman 2020, next year, mayroon na tayong magandang prospect for vaccine. Baka babalik na tayo sa bagong normal na mas maluwag.
Okay, so you can be in your home, sir, and you can be what? Tama ho ba? You can be 15 or maybe 18 as long as nagso-social distance kayo at nagmamask ho kayo, yun ho ba is allowed?
Kung immediate family naman talaga yun nandun, it will be allowed. No? Mahirap lang
Yeah.
kasi nga yung if you are inviting extended families. No? As I said, no? Yung isang pamilya typically, more or less naglalaro din yan sa ganyang numbers from 3 to 10. Pero pag sinama mo na yung nag-asawa na yung anak mo, tapos sinama yung pamilya niya, plus 5, yung isa rin, plus 5. So sobra na. So my suggestion is celebrate it with your immediate family and then simultaneously mag-Zoom na lang or mag-BTC na lang on the same time and then you celebrate together. So lahat ng member ng family na meron ng sariling pamilya, parang nagkasama-sama pa rin naman kayo. Then you can talk o kahit magdamag. No? Pero one thing is sure, safe ang inyong member ng pamilya. Kasi you'll never know kung sino ang asymptomatic na merong dalang virus.
Okay. And then with karaoke, sir, yun, we have to wait for the ordinance of the LGUs or is the interagency already saying sa atin lahat, bawal na yan, wag na kayong magkaraoke sa loob ng mga bahay?
Normally kasi ang mga nakagista nating karaoke karamihan dyan, part of the celebration, nandyan sa bakuran, nandyan sa garahe, lalo na sa in public, no? Meron din mga karaoke bars, no? Na of course bawal sila mag-operate. Now, pagka nakantahan na yan, may kasamang inom, of course hindi ka naman pwedeng kumanta ng walang mask, no? So, tatanggalin nila, bibirit sila. Yung normal breathing kasi, nag-i-emit ka ng 200 viral particles. 1,000 lang kailangan para ma-infect ka. So 5 minutes, mai-infect mo na yung kung sino man yung kaharap mo. Now, in the study ng tinatawag nating Aerosol Science and Technology Journal, ang sabi nila, nag-i-increase ang viral particle spread by 448%. So I mean to say, in just a minute of singing, pwede mo nang mailabas yung about 1,000 viral particle. And makikita natin, no, ang nangyayari dyan, pasahan ng mic. Hindi naman yung kanya-kanyang mic. Pagkatapos, wala nang disinfection. Kakanta na rin yan. And then magkukoros pa sila. You cannot prevent them from doing that kasi nakagista nila maging instinct nila. So, on the side of caution, ngayong Christmas, pagbawal na muna natin yung mga kantahan na yan.
Okay. Ipagbawal na yung kantahan in homes. And then of course, sir, there's this issue yung sa yung yantok po. Pwede ho ba, as the DILG chief, it's best to hear it from you, pwede ho ba itong gamitin ng mga pulis sa mga pasaway?
As a form of what we call calibrated application of force, nasa batas naman yan, no? Sa rule of engagement, pwede yan. No? Kasi when you are accosting, arresting somebody, at sumama naman siya peacefully, there's no need to use any force. No? But kung halimbawa ay nag-resist siya, and then you caution, you warn, at di pa rin sumunod, and then lumaban siya. So instead of using your guns, of course, as part of self-defense also, because the person is fighting you, pwede mo rin magamit yung yantok na yan. But that is not really designed for that. No? Ang design natin yun, kaya sa 1 meter length, is to make sure the physical distancing and warn the people who are gathering na, ops, ito dapat yung distansya ninyo. And psychologically kasi malaki rin ang epekto ng pagmamakita ng mga tao na, ops, mayroong pulis, may yantok silang dala. So sumusunod na kagad yung mga ating mga mamamayan. No? Pero hindi naman dapat na, kasi we protect people's rights, the human rights. No? I will not allow for our PNP to violate those human rights.
So, gagamitin lang po ito bilang self-defense ng pulis sakaling sumuway ang isang tao that posible nilang hulihin. Okay. Sir, also let's clarify this because there's been a lot of talk. I'm sure you've heard about it and text messages na lockdown daw around the Christmas holiday. For the record, sir, are you even considering this?
No, for the record, Pinky, unang-una, walang ganyang usapan sa IATF. We always base on analytics kung kinakailangan mo mag-lockdown. Pero kung wala ka namang data supporting it, we don't want any lockdown. Masyadong mahirap ang lockdown, epektado ang ating ekonomiya at siyempre mabigat din sa freedom, sa movement ng ating mga kababayan. No? So at this time now, there's no such thing as proposal, plan to put the country under lockdown on December 23. And there is no basis for that. So it's fake news. That's why I'm asking our public to refrain from passing information that are not verified and that are not validated because it is causing unnecessary or undue panic.
Secretary Año, what's the worst case scenario you're looking at?
We don't want to go back to the time of April and the time of August, where our healthcare facilities are full, our health workers are being infected, and we cannot determine the source of spreading or the spike. No, naging community transmission na siya. That's why we have to put the area under lockdown para habang hinahanap mo yung mga spreader, walang gumagalaw. So we don't want to go back to that particular time or incident or event na kailangan mo i-lockdown. So sana we were asking the understanding and the cooperation of everyone. We have gone this far. Comparing our country with other countries like Europe and US, malayong-malayo ang kagandahan ng sitwasyon natin ngayon. So sana tuloy-tuloy tayo.
All right, we are going to talk about, Secretary, yung nangyari sa Boracay, yung fake na PCR test, yung nangyaring party sa Batangas and the opening of a mall in Zamboanga. Are you actually thinking or possibly proposing harsher penalties to violators? We're going to ask the Secretary about that after the break, but we will speak to him on Facebook. So those joining us on Facebook, stay with us. On TV, we'll just be pausing for a few commercials. We'll be right back. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today, Interior Secretary Eduardo Año. So, Secretary, meron pong allegedly fake test sa Boracay. Merong naging party sa isang resort sa Batangas na ipinasara na ng LGU at nagkaroon din ng mall opening in Zamboanga. In situations like this, Secretary, sino ho ba dapat managot? Ano ang culpability, for example, ng LGU if there is any?
Well, for example, kung dito muna tayo sa Boracay, yung naging unang muna dyan, yung controversial dyan, yung naging Halloween party na ginawa dyan sa Boracay. So nagkaroon naman ng investigation dyan at maraming napagmulta at yung mismong pinagdausan ay hindi na binigyan ng permit mag-operate. At secondly, the DILG themselves are nagpapila ng kaso kriminal doon sa mga perpetrators. No? In Batangas, una naging viral yan doon sa social media. So immediately the regional director ng Pro 4A, si Brigadier General Felipe Natividad, ay nagsagawa kaagad ng investigasyon in coordination with the LGU. At in a resolution, ni-revoke ang business permit nitong resort na ito. So this should be a lesson to all resort owners na dapat ay responsibilidad nila ang pagpapatupad ng minimum health protocols or guidelines. No? Dito
Okay.
naman sa Zamboanga, yung bagong bukas na mall. No? alam mo, the weakness in any establishment, particularly malls, are the doors, no? It's just like the highway na kahit gaano kaluwag ng highway, pag may bottleneck, magta-traffic pa rin yan. So lahat talaga dito sa mga mall, yung pintuan ang pinaka-critical. Kaya dapat ang pagpuputap nila ng mga distancing dyan, yung marking, sa labas pa lang. At yan ang trabaho ng mga guards. Otherwise, they don't open it kung hindi susunod yung mga tao. So we will conduct a probe on this kung paano ang nangyari na itong soft opening pa lang naman daw itong mall na ito. Pero apparently the security guards are lacking in the skill on how to manage crowd. So we will look into that.
Are you possibly looking at recommending harsher penalties? Kasi there is possibly that sentiment na ilan sa atin ay nagpapabaya na.
Yes, I'd rather wait for the result of the probe and then we will determine na kung anong appropriate actions. Mahirap din naman kasi na magsabi na kagad tayo, parurusahan kita, pero hindi ko pa nakita yung lahat ng detalye. No? But for sure, there will be someone accountable for what happened.
Okay, now let's talk about Secretary Roque and Senator Pacquiao. According to General Sina says, the investigation is already completed and the findings have been turned over to the DILG. Let's start with Secretary Roque, sir. What are the findings and what will happen?
Well, first, no, yung formal report ni General Sinas ay wala pa sa aking table at hindi ko pa nakikita. No? Pinapinalize pa nila. But somehow, no, may mga initial reports naman sila na isinabit sa akin. No? What happened in Madridejo, Cebu, no, where Presidential Spokesman Harry Roque went and joined the celebration there. Before the incident, according to sa report, meron namang ginawang preparation ang LGU at saka ang PNP at pinangalanan lang Implant Suroy-Suroy. No? Implant Suroy-Suroy Sugbo para ma-ensure yung safety and security ng mga participants. Now, according to the report, na biglang umulan doon at nagkaroon ng scampering, pero maraming naiwan dito at nagsisikan sila doon sa may tinatawag na mga merong may bubong, no? At they waited kasi merong mga yung tinatawag natin mga participants for the Miss Universe Philippines 2020 candidates ay nandun. So doon nagkaroon ng tinatawag natin na violation ng social distancing. But in fairness to Secretary Roque naman, nire-remind din naman niya yung public to follow the social or the physical distancing. And na-restore naman in order ng PNP after a while. Ang nakulan lang talaga yung mismong eksakto na nagkasiksikan sila. And wala namang confirmed na COVID-19 case dito sa Madridejos, Cebu after the incident. Dito naman sa Agoncillo, Batangas, yung kay Senator Manny Pacquiao, no? Wala pa rin yung report pero according to the initial findings, no? Nagkaroon din ng coordination yung mga mayor. 2 taon kasi ang nasakupan yan Laurel and Agoncillo. So Mayor Amo and Mayor Reyes coordinated with the PNP. Isinara pa nila yung kanilang kalsada para sigurado na makontrol nila yung crowd. And accordingly, hindi naman nila in-announce na darating si Senator Pacquiao para maiwasan yung crowd. But when words got out that Pacquiao or Senator Pacquiao was there, ay nagdugsaan talaga yung mga tao at talagang nagpuntahan na sila. But the LGUs, nagdi-distribute din sila ng face mask at saka ng shield doon sa mga atin. No? But obviously, no, may lapse pa rin dito kasi dapat talaga prepared ka sa ganyang mga event. No? Dapat ang marks, ang upuan, nandyan at dyan lang talaga tatayo. Do not ever allow people to violate or otherwise stop the incident or stop the event right at the time.
Okay, so if you're saying, Secretary, na umulan, nagkumpulan, but there are other videos that will show, of course, at some point, wala naman yung video na umulan. So sinasabi niyo, there's a clear violation. Kahit na sinasabi ni Secretary Roque na he keeps reminding everyone to social distance. To you, this is clear, sir, based on the video, that there is a violation here. With the
Yes,
Senator
so may
Pacquiao also, you
paglabag.
said
No?
there's
Makita
also a
naman
clear
natin na wala nang
violation.
1 meter distancing to eh. No? So may paglabag talaga na naganap.
Yeah, pero in that sense, sir, I guess what I want to find out is ano ang magiging siguro kasalanan or a fault ni Secretary Roque, whether he was just invited there or not, or Senator Pacquiao, who was also there in Batangas. Anong kanilang culpability, sir?
Well, bilang government officials, no, sabi ko nga dapat we set the example. And number 2, dapat tayo mismo yung nagko-caution. Meron tayong authority to or ascendancy to tell others to follow and obey. No? Kailangan talaga makorek mo at that moment. No? Although it's beyond your control kasi nga human nature yung ganyang talagang magunahan, makakuha ng magandang view ng pwesto. But there are things na pwede mong magawa at dapat before the event ay alam mo yan, napag-isipan mo yan. And kasama dyan yung moral and ethical responsibility mo na kailangan walang napaviolate.
Secretary, we need to take another short break. We'll still talk to the Secretary on Facebook. We will be right back. Okay, let's just ask for a reminder o paalala mula kay Secretary Año during this holiday season. Secretary Año, please go ahead.
Thank you, Pinky. First of all, we are celebrating Christmas season now. And for me, the best way to celebrate is celebrate it privately with your immediate family. For 2020, marami tayong pinagdaan ng mga disasters at saka itong pandemic. So probably mas maganda yung private time with God and celebrate the spirit of Christmas. Wag nating pabayaan na magkaroon tayo ng tinatawag na rush for celebration with other people. So dapat yung minimum health standards sana ay isa puso natin, wearing of mask, distancing 1 meter kung po pwede 2 meters, and then wash your hands. And at the same time, dapat iwasan natin yung mga matataong lugar. Make sure na kung meron tayong mga naimbita na immediate family, susunod pa rin sa physical distancing. And importante also, ang pinaka-weakness natin dito, time ng kainan, it is the time na nagtatanggal tayo ng mask. So make sure talagang compensated ng distancing. Medyo malaking sakripisyo sa part natin because nasanay na tayo na Christmas is a joyful celebration with a lot of people. But this time, hinihingi ng gobyerno, pakiusap ay makisama muna tayo. Next year, marami na tayong in-expect na vaccine na darating. We will be going back to the new normal na. So please stay safe as much as possible. Stay home.
Secretary Año, I wish you well and your family as well. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras. And thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.